Chapter 7, Keyword Research Method Number 1, the Overture Google Method. Okay, so now it's time, now that we have an idea of the niche that we want to get in, and we also have an idea of some type of product that's going to match that, it's time to start looking at keywords. And as I mentioned before, the keyword research phase is extremely important, extremely. And let me show you exactly how I get my keyword. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Overture Keyword Selector tool. This is located at inventory.overture.com. And what this tool is going to do is it's going to allow me to enter a phrase, and it's going to give me related phrases to that. The phrase I'm going to enter is diet plan. Now, I know in the previous examples I was talking about dogs and everything, but I'm going to choose to look in more detail dieting, just because I've done it before in the past, and I think that it's something that people want to find out more about. You know, people that want to lose weight, they can get pretty serious, especially if they think that you have something that is going to work out for them. Timed out there the first time. Sometimes that happens. This tool is used a lot by a lot of people, so we just have to be patient here. I just hit it again. Let's hold on. Okay, so there's our results. So the first thing that comes up is diet plan. Now this number here, this is how many times it was searched for in January 2007. It was searched for almost 64,000 times. That's a lot of people. Now I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Something as general as diet plan, you are going to face very fierce competition, and I am not going to mess with that. What I need to do is go down here a little bit lower. Free diet plan. Again, this is too general. Of course, 20,000 results a month, that's pretty crazy. But again, there's two reasons I wouldn't use this one. It's too general, and also I try to avoid things that have free in it, because if somebody types in free diet plan and they come to my page, they're probably not going to want to buy anything because they're looking for something for free. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. Essentially, whatever phrase that we pick here, this is what we're going to design our hub page around. So what I would do is I would go down here to let's say grapefruit diet plan. I'm going to pick that phrase. Okay, so I'm going to remember that phrase. I could cut and paste it. Open up a new tab here and go to Google. Okay, and that phrase again, because I already forgot it. Let's try grapefruit diet plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in grapefruit diet plan with the quotes. Now, why did I use quotes? Well, let me tell you why. Essentially, if I just typed in grapefruit diet plan without the quotes, what this would bring up would be everything that has grapefruit diet plan, but then also other things that are related to it. And that is not what I'm interested in. What I want to know now is how many times does grapefruit diet plan appear on the internet that exact way? And that's why I use the quotes. And Google tells us it appears that way about 10,000 times. Okay, now think back to the two things that I told you to remember when you're looking for keywords. The first thing being that the number of competing pages be 10,000 or less. For this phrase, it is it's about 10,000. So I'll tell you what, that's pretty good. Now the other part of it was how many times is this searched for a month. The guide that I told you was to only use things that are searched for at least 1,000 times. And grapefruit diet plan was searched for 3,000 times. Now this number here is relative. It's actually going to be searched for a lot more than that. This is just from January 2007, and it's just for Yahoo, for Overture. So it would be a lot more than that reality. But I'm suggesting that you go here and use this tool and use the benchmark of 1,000 and more. So that means that anything from right here and up is going to be fair game. So what I would do is I would go down this list. I'm not doing these first couple, but I would type each of these in quotes and see how many competing pages we have. Let's try a Special K diet plan. See how we make out with that. So I'm going to replace this with Special K. And wow, only about 3,000 competing results. That is fantastic. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through here and look at a couple more, but that is looking pretty sweet there. Only 3,000 competing pages, and it appears over 3,000 times. That's too good to pass up, right? So essentially that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a spreadsheet and go through these. Let me pause that and do that. Okay, so what I did was I went into my Microsoft Excel, and you can use any type of spreadsheet program or even a piece of paper if you like, and I created 3 columns, one for keyword, one for time searched, and one for number of competing pages. And basically, if you remember our guidelines, we want this number here to be at least 1,000, and then we want the number of competing to be less than 10,000. Whoop, extra 0 there. Okay, so as you can see here, they both meet the criteria. This one's a bit above 10,000, but that's okay. And these are certainly way more than 1,000. And what I do is I go down the list, and if I get one where the number of competing pages is like 300,000 or more than this, of course I'm not even going to write it down here. These are the ones that I'm going to consider. And once I go through that, I end up with a list of a whole bunch of potentials. And now, let's say, for example, I went through this and I didn't get a lot of good searches. Then I would just change things up. Maybe I could try dieting or exercise or new diet, or any kinds of things. You can just think of lots of different things in your head and just start looking. And when you find words that meet your criteria, start writing them down. And the more the better. And then at the end of the day, you'll look at all the ones that you have and decide which one's going to be the best to do. And I would suggest saving this list, because let's say I pick Special K Diet Plan and decide to do that one. Well, that page might be successful, and then I'll go back later and maybe I'll do this one, and that's good because I already have the research done. So that's how you use Google and Overture to do your research. Now that can take some time. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you an alternative method using a program that you need to purchase. You certainly don't need to. You can do it the free way here. But if you want your research to go a lot faster, you'll be glad that you purchased the software. I'll see you in the next video.